Henry McClure Live. I know you can't really see this, but I'm gonna do an overview of 37th and Gage, and then I think I'll zoom in with the handheld, do a live um, with my phone. But this is an overview of 37th and Gage, and I want to talk to you about my involvement with it because I originally bought 10 or 18 acres with Dana K. Anderson um, from the Catholics. And then this was originally Lindemuth property that later on I put Dana K. with Dave Herman on all that land at the auction. And then there were some people up there on the hill that were encroaching on the boundary. The Summerfield people up there. Yeah, I can name a few names, or I could not. Aaron Mays. But anyway, um, so anyway, we traded 2-for-1 acreage of land with Dave Herman. So we've got about 36 acres here. Let's focus real quick on some of the history of this, because the Elevation Parkway had been in the plan for almost 30 to 40 years. Blackburn, that's as far back as Blackie remembers. But and it was we've done a full set of plans from Bartlett and West. Spent millions of dollars on plans, and never got used. Think about that. I mean, because Topeka's such a rich town, we're only $500 million in debt. We've got high property tax rates, so we can give Bartlett and West, $3 million, right? But with knowing that there's a full set of plans for Elevation Parkway and the winds of change, I thought, well, this would be a good land to get involved with. And Elevation Parkway basically would come onto 37th Street, and then it takes a turn this way due to this stream buffer. So right in here, I don't like that. This thing is all dried up. Hey, the stream buffer's dry too. Oh, man, crack myself up. Okay, but did you know how a stream buffer works? Well, I'm going to tell you. The stream buffer works. If you wanted to cross that stream buffer, you would have to build a bridge it would be like an iconic bridge. It would be iconic. But you'd literally have to build a bridge like you're crossing a river, even though it's a dry stream buffer. It's iconic, baby. We're talking iconic right here. So anyway, I know it's tough to see it here. See if we can bring this in a little tighter. So what happens is you've got about 26 acres here, the stream buffer, and then you got about 2.1 acres over here. Okay, so now let's think about this. As time marches on, you've got this is all teed up, ready to go. And then Bill Bunton, who is a political whore, gets called a political whore and definitely votes no on doing this road just out of spite, just because he doesn't like Blackie. You know, Brett Blackburn was a very good city councilman, and he was actually way ahead of his time uh, with zero-based budgeting and some of the stuff that he tried to implement inside the city of Topeka. But Blackburn's land was right here, the old Blackburn Nursery. So we're going to be platting, and I got to tell you, there's one thing. You know, Bill Rapon, the city council dude. This is his district. He still thinks we shouldn't give up on Elevation Parkway. I agree, but I'm not going to lift a finger to get Elevation Parkway because, you know, this town is full of so much hate. People hate it if you try to do anything. You know, I'm kind of sick of it. But you know something? I'm not sick of doing deals. So let's get this deal set up. Uh, I've got several home builders looking at it. One of my favorites is Tyler Wible. He's trying to do affordable housing. He'll build them down to VA standards, and he's trying to get the price down. Uh, I like Walker Bassett. Um, Walker's got this RHID down. But we've got it set up here. You can't. It's so. I gotta get my studio a little more sophisticated. But so we can add 6 more lots in here. I've got the engineering. We hired. I signed a contract for them Friday. There's new engineers in town. These guys are great guys. So we don't have to use the same guys over and over again. This is good to get new blood in town. And, you know, I've got a lot more to say about engineers, but right now I'm not going to. But so it's really just time. What I want to do this year is I want to finish what I've started. I want to get this off the plate just as fast as I can. I've got somebody. Uh, for this hard corner we're looking at, and as soon as we get this thing teed up and sold, we're going to go ahead and move over to this 26 acres. So, kind of what I got going on. Don't sit back and watch others make decisions about the place you work and live. Be a part of the conversation, so it ends up being the future you dream of as well. Thank you, Mike Padilla. And then you go down there and talk to him, and he's rude to you. Mike, it's time for you to go, buddy. My dreams of Topeka don't have Mike Padilla in it. I'm just hoping that what's going on a national level of cutting fraud, waste, and abuse can be looked at here in Topeka, Kansas. And I'm telling you something, you've got to get behind TIF development. You got to get behind CID development. And you got to get behind RHID. Okay? So really, basically, the way the developments work now in Topeka is that the developer has to upfront all the cash. We have to put it up. But guys like Spencer Duncan and Marcus Miller, and I think maybe Michelle Hofer were in the Policy and Finance Committee. They're making it to where you got to spend more money as a developer just to fill out the application. And that's wrong. If you want more development in the community, make it easier for anybody to do it. We need to make it to where these uh, geniuses like Miss Trimlow can come in and pay $100 and let her succeed. A let her become a developer. We've got to get it set up to where anybody can be a developer. But you don't get more developments by jacking up the application fees. It's unnecessary. I mean, you can't, if you want to have development, make it easier to develop. But see, that's the point. We've got a bunch of elected officials that never have been developments, so they don't know what we're going through. And what's really nice, as a broker, you can't get me. I just sell land, let everybody else develop it. But I sure as hell can go to other communities and be a developer. Who's that? Who's that? Hey, Terry, how you doing? What's the address for the art gallery? Terry, that art gallery is right. Just look down to the east. It's a building 520 Southeast 5th Street. We got maximum security. Okay, so look, back to 37th and Gage. You've got to talk to your elected officials. I saw one of them today at Sam's Club. It's funny. Hey, how you doing? You know, good to see you. Man, I'm living rent free in that person's head. Hate is so I hate, baby. But I hate for people. It's like, okay, Spencer, let's have signs all over downtown that reminds everybody open consumption was your idea. It was a great idea. But your dad's also a lobbyist for the liquor distributors. So, I mean, is that really what we want to do? And I think you guys should have to wear red T-shirts that say, hey, I bought the hotel. If you voted for it, you got to wear the red. That's a scarlet letter, scarlet H. But please, let's make it to where anybody, because anybody can be a developer. And I'm not picking on these mouthy people that are tree huggers a little bit, but anybody can be a developer. You fill out the application, you get the RHID or you get the CID, you get the TIF in place, you get it all approved. That shouldn't cost you a nickel. And then you go out and make the deal and then you find the money. That's just the way it works. Hell, you go to guys like Klossman and you go to guys like Foster or others. And then you can fund good ideas. And they're self-fulfilling success stories. Man, the thought of having a baseball, take me out to the ball game. America's sport, baby. The thought of having a minor league ball, that would be so fun. People are going to come all up and down I-70 to see that from the west. I mean, get a hot dog. I'll go eat a hot dog even though it's not on the Dr. Gundry diet. I'll take some lectin shield before I go. You guys, you're not alcoholics. Enjoy a hot dog and a beer. I got a call from a friend of mine in Kansas City. There's going to be some new podcasts coming out. Kind of fun stuff. All right. So, 6 lots. You can build the homes on them. One thing that I really want to talk about here? I want to talk about the stream buffer. But I think we'll go live with my handheld camera, and we won't bring any politics into the next show. Try to get just this a real estate show. Henry McClure live.